Evening rain reflects glowing city lights, beautifully as a legendary machine waits silently beneath the surrounding darkness tonight, everywhere nearby. A pearl-white Ferrari 488 GTB sits low against the wet pavement. Its aggressive red carbon fiber accents glowing sharply beneath neon reflections across the city streets. Even completely motionless, the Ferrari feels alive, tense, and prepared for violent acceleration at any moment. Low proportions, wide bodywork, and razor-sharp surfaces create the presence of a machine engineered entirely for speed and precision. The pearl-white paint gives the body a clean but intimidating appearance, while glowing red carbon fiber detailing flows aggressively across the splitter, mirrors, side intakes, rear diffuser, and aerodynamic surfaces throughout the entire design. Every angle appears sculpted directly by airflow itself, leaving nothing unnecessary anywhere on the car's exterior surfaces. Every curve, vent, and contour exists to improve performance, cooling efficiency, and aerodynamic stability at high speeds. Even standing still beneath city lights, the Ferrari already looks dangerously fast from the front. The 488 GTB commands immediate attention through aggressive aerodynamic shaping and sharp Ferrari design language visible instantly everywhere nearby tonight. Cooling airflow moves naturally through sculpted openings while narrow. LED headlights create an intense expression unmistakably connected to Ferrari performance heritage. Streetlights glide across the pearl-white bodywork while red carbon fiber details shimmer beneath surrounding reflections from rain-soaked roads and skyscrapers nearby. The entire front fascia feels engineered for controlled aggression rather than simple visual drama. Move toward the side profile, and one of the Ferrari's most recognizable features immediately dominates the design language beautifully throughout the bodywork. Massive sculpted air intakes carved directly behind the doors feed cooling airflow toward the twin turbocharged V8 hidden beneath the rear section of the car aggressively. Even parked beneath glowing city lights, the Ferrari feels dynamic and constantly in motion despite remaining completely still on wet pavement tonight. The body lines flow continuously from front to rear without interruption, emphasizing movement from every perspective imaginable. At the rear, the design becomes even more dramatic and visually aggressive, beneath reflections from surrounding city lights and heavy evening rain tonight. Sharp aerodynamic vents, a massive diffuser, and dual exhaust outlets combine with glowing red carbon fiber details to create a machine appearing built for racetrack domination rather than ordinary urban roads. This rear section defines the violent personality hidden beneath the elegant pearl white. Exterior surfaces beautifully throughout every angle. Everything about the design prioritizes airflow, stability, and high-speed control. And this is where everything changed for Ferrari completely, because beneath the pearl white body sits one of the most important engines the company ever produced naturally. A twin turbocharged 3.9-liter V8 capable of delivering explosive acceleration instantly under throttle, transformed Ferrari performance philosophy into an entirely new era. For decades, Ferrari became famous for naturally aspirated engines with high-revving sound and mechanical emotion, unlike anything else on the road. Then the 488 GTB introduced turbocharging, and many enthusiasts feared Ferrari might lose the emotional experience defining the brand. Then the engine starts, and every concern disappears almost immediately beneath the violent mechanical sound echoing throughout surrounding city streets, tonight everywhere nearby. The ignition button glows red directly on the steering wheel, and one press awakens the twin turbocharged V8 behind the driver with sharp, controlled aggression instantly. The exhaust note feels tighter, deeper, and more violent compared to older, naturally aspirated Ferraris from previous generations released before it globally. Turbocharged pressure pulses through the sound while the engine idles with controlled intensity and constant mechanical tension. Inside the cabin, the environment feels entirely focused around the driver, surrounding every movement with performance-focused materials and motorsport-inspired aggression consistently throughout the cockpit. The seating position sits extremely low, immersing occupants directly into the chassis itself, while pearl-white exterior reflections glow softly across surrounding interior surfaces beautifully tonight. Red carbon fiber trim flows across the dashboard, center console, and steering wheel area, reinforcing the aggressive personality visible throughout the exterior design language continuously. Leather surfaces wrap around racing-focused controls and digital displays prioritizing performance above luxury distractions. Grip the steering wheel, and nearly every major control remains directly within immediate reach during high-performance driving situations encountered anywhere tonight worldwide. This does not feel like a luxury cruiser designed primarily for comfort during calm city driving experiences across ordinary roads every day. Instead, the Ferrari feels like a precision instrument engineered specifically for speed, response, and emotional engagement under aggressive driving conditions continuously everywhere. Every small input immediately communicates through the chassis, steering, suspension, and drivetrain without delay. Pull onto the streets. The Ferrari instantly feels sharp and responsive, even during lower speed movement through surrounding nighttime traffic, beautifully tonight nearby. Visibility remains surprisingly manageable for a supercar this aggressive, yet the car constantly reminds the driver of its performance-focused engineering underneath every surface. The suspension feels firm, the steering reacts instantly, and even the smallest throttle input produces immediate response from the twin turbocharged engine positioned directly behind the cabin. Nothing about the experience feels disconnected or artificial. Then comes the moment defining the 488 GTB completely and permanently within modern Ferrari performance history throughout the automotive world naturally today. Throttle down. Instantly, the twin turbocharged V8 delivers overwhelming acceleration with brutal force and almost zero hesitation anywhere throughout the rev range beneath surrounding city lights tonight. Massive torque arrives immediately, launching the Ferrari forward with shocking intensity, while the rear tires fight aggressively for traction against wet pavement surfaces below. The pearl white body streaks through reflections while red carbon fiber accents blur into violent glowing lines across surrounding streets. Buildings begin disappearing rapidly behind the Ferrari as acceleration intensifies beyond normal supercar expectations beneath surrounding darkness and illuminated roads nearby tonight. Streetlights stretch into endless streaks of light while the engine continues pulling violently with relentless turbocharged aggression across every straight section of pavement ahead continuously. The acceleration feels brutal but controlled simultaneously, creating a balance between chaos and precision that defines the 488 GTB experience completely throughout every high-speed moment. This is exactly why the Ferrari earned such enormous global respect after release. The 488 GTB proved turbocharging could enhance Ferrari performance rather than destroy the emotional connection enthusiasts feared losing. Permanently during the transition away from naturally aspirated engines, 0 to 60 miles per hour happens astonishingly quickly. But numbers alone never fully explain the complete emotional experience created behind the wheel tonight. Because the true magic begins once roads start twisting through corners and high-speed directional changes become part of the experience naturally everywhere nearby. This is where Ferrari engineering reveals its brilliance most clearly. Entering corners, the Ferrari feels remarkably balanced and confidence-inspiring, despite delivering immense performance capabilities. Throughout aggressive driving situations continuously worldwide today, the chassis communicates constantly through the steering wheel, allowing precise placement through every corner with exceptional confidence and direct driver feedback beneath changing road conditions. Steering remains razor-sharp, grip levels feel immense, and the car changes direction with surprising agility, considering its enormous speed and acceleration potential everywhere nearby tonight. Push harder, and the aerodynamic design begins working aggressively alongside the chassis underneath. The rear remains planted while the front end stays stable and responsive. Under heavy cornering loads through demanding high-speed driving situations consistently throughout the experience. Everything about the Ferrari feels engineered around maintaining control under extreme performance conditions, rather than simply delivering raw straight-line speed alone continuously everywhere nearby. This balance became Ferrari's greatest achievement with the 488 GTB, because the emotional connection remained completely intact despite introducing turbocharged power into the formula successfully. The experience feels sharper, more explosive, and more aggressive, while still remaining unmistakably Ferrari. Out on open highways, 488 GTB transforms again beneath glowing city skylines and reflections, stretching endlessly across wet pavement surfaces. Beautifully tonight everywhere nearby. Cruising smoothly beneath surrounding lights, The pearl white paint reflects softly while glowing red carbon fiber accents continue illuminating aggressive aerodynamic surfaces continuously throughout the drive. The engine settles calmly during steady movement, almost relaxed compared to its violent personality under full throttle acceleration moments earlier tonight. But press deeper into the accelerator again, and everything changes instantly. Turbocharged power builds violently once more. The exhaust echoes aggressively through tunnels and buildings, and acceleration becomes relentless beneath surrounding nighttime environments everywhere nearby. The Ferrari pulls forward with controlled aggression that never seems to weaken regardless of speed, creating constant pressure against the driver throughout high-speed movement continuously tonight. At higher velocities, aerodynamic stability becomes especially noticeable as airflow moves aggressively around sculpted bodywork and red carbon fiber surfaces during acceleration. The car remains composed and stable even under demanding performance conditions. Braking performance feels equally impressive, with carbon ceramic brakes delivering immense stopping power and confidence during repeated aggressive driving situations encountered throughout high-speed sessions continuously worldwide today. The braking response feels immediate and controlled, matching the violent acceleration with equally serious deceleration capability whenever necessary beneath changing road conditions. Yet despite all this performance brilliance, the Ferrari still carries realistic compromises. Owners must understand clearly before daily ownership experiences begin naturally everywhere. Ride quality remains firm, ground clearance stays limited, and storage space is minimal overall. Everything about the Ferrari prioritizes performance first and practicality second, because comfort was never the primary mission behind this machine from the beginning naturally. But once the road opens ahead beneath glowing city lights and surrounding darkness tonight, those compromises become almost impossible to care about emotionally anywhere nearby. The driving experience takes over completely, replacing practical concerns with pure mechanical emotion, adrenaline, and excitement throughout every moment behind the wheel. Few modern supercars balance beauty and violence this effectively. Night falls deeper across the city as the pearl white Ferrari 488 GTB glows beneath surrounding streetlights while aggressive red carbon fiber accents illuminate aerodynamic surfaces like flowing energy across the bodywork continuously tonight. Reflections sharpen against the wet pavement, the atmosphere becomes darker, and the Ferrari appears even more dramatic against the surrounding environment throughout the streets nearby everywhere. People stop instantly, some recognizing the shape immediately, while others hear the violent V8 echo through the city before the car even appears visually nearby tonight. The Ferrari 488 GTB became one of Ferrari's defining modern supercars because it successfully evolved Ferrari performance into a new era without sacrificing the excitement making the brand legendary globally for decades beforehand. The combination of brutal turbocharged acceleration, precise handling, aggressive aerodynamic engineering, and emotional driving engagement created a machine respected worldwide almost instantly after release everywhere today. And in this pearl white finish with glowing red carbon fiber accents flowing across every surface, the Ferrari looks even more unforgettable beneath surrounding city lights tonight.